Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Neil and today is super exciting. I am checking out the new Blackstar amplification amp.3. Okay guys, if you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe before you leave the video. This is going to be quite a long video. There's a hell of a lot to cover on the amp.3 like there was its predecessor, the amp.2. First of all, I just want to talk about the amp.2 and the amp.3 and their differences. This is only my opinion, but the amp.2 is a floor-based full fly rig, okay? It's got everything in there. It's got modulation effects, you know, it's got delay, it's got reverb, it's got a clean channel with 3 modes, it's got a drive channel with 3 modes as well, with a shared EQ. Now, you're probably wondering what the hell is the amp.3? Well, there are a lot of people getting in touch with me and saying, I don't want to use a MIDI foot switch with the amp.2 to access all the modes in the preamp section, all the different channels. And this is what the amp.3, in my opinion, is all about. The amp.3 is more of a multi-channel floor-based amp. It does have reverb, but it doesn't have delay and it doesn't have modulation. Okay guys, so let's take a look at exactly what the amp.3 does before we get on with the playing. Over here you have a clean channel. The clean channel has 2 modes here. You can switch between bright and warm on the clean channel. The second foot switch here takes you over to crunch. You have crunch and you have super crunch, which I absolutely love that name, by the way. Over here you have the overdrive channel and you have OD1 and OD2. Some of you guys that use the HT heads will be familiar with OD1 and OD2 and the differences. OD2 is for the metal guys. It's tighter, it's more aggressive, and OD1, it's a bit looser and it's a bit more, you know, old school, I guess. Over here, the 4th button, which will please many of you, is a boost control. Now, the cool thing about the boost control is that it also has 2 modes, okay? You can put it pre or post. That means you can either put it in front or behind the preamp, which I think is a really cool feature. The amp.3 does have quite a lot in common with amp.1 and amp.2. There are 3 switchable power modes here, 1 watt, 2 watt and 100 watt. Over here you can switch between EL84, EL34 and 6L6. So it does have quite a lot in common. Also, the rear panel here is exactly the same as the amp.2. It has all the same features, including MIDI capabilities. So if you guys are MIDI guys out there and you do want to use MIDI to control this, then you still can do that as well. It has 2 9-volt power outputs here, so you can add your additional pedals in. Obviously, if you're using this thing, you'd probably use delay and modulation and maybe even a gate that you would power from there. It's got headphones out and it has the cab rig feature, which I absolutely swear by and I absolutely love. I really do genuinely like the cab rig feature. That means if you turn up at a gig with just this and a guitar and there's no backline there, you know, there's no cabs to power, then you can simply go straight from this straight into the desk and you can use one of the 3 presets that you have saved inside the amp.3 when you've used it in conjunction with the Architect software. The Architect software is where you can choose a room, a mic, a cab, EQ options, lots of things like that. You can save your preset to Architect and then you can send it straight to the Blackstar amp.3. You can save 3 of those and you can switch between them here when you use it live or in the studio. The reverb on this thing is pretty cool as well, and you need to know here that this little toggle switch switches between 2 types of reverb, dark and light, again similar to the HT heads. You can plug headphones into this thing for nighttime jamming. I'm going to use 2 guitars through this today. One for the active guys and one for the passive guys. I'm going to use my Jackson DK2 Green Glow Pro Series. That's got a Seymour Duncan JB in it. And then I'm going to use a Schecter Banshee, which is loaded with active EMGs. For those of you guys that like to boost your amps with your own favourite overdrives, do not go anywhere until the end of the video. You've got to stay right until the end. There is a timestamp down there below in the description. But I boost this thing at the end using this thing here, which is a Sonicake Blue Skreamer. And for me, when you put the Blue Skreamer in front of the amp.3, that is when it sounds absolutely awesome. It really does come alive with a boost in front. But first of all, guys, let's check out the clean tones on the Blackstar amplification amp.3. Right guys, now we're going to check out the two modes on the crunch channel. We're going to switch it over using this switch here, and we're going to switch between crunch and super crunch. Okay guys, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. This is what we're all here for. We're here to check out the Overdrive channel, OD1 and OD2. Right guys, I think you'll agree that the Overdrive channel sounds absolutely sick as hell. There's no doubt about that. On the last bit of the video that you've watched, the boost was engaged. You could see it lit up over here. Now, I want to explain something about the boost itself. This is the boost control here, and you can dial it in how much or how least you want. But next to it is a little toggle switch here, which is a pre and a post boost. Now, in my opinion, after messing with this thing, I found, strangely enough, that the boost sounded best when it was set to post, not to pre. The next part of the video is trying the boost out. We're going to flick it over to post, and then we're going to keep flicking it back to pre and see which one you guys prefer, but I think I prefer post. Right, now we've tried the boost in post-boost mode and in pre-boost mode. Hopefully you guys could hear the difference at your end. It is quite a big difference. We're now going to turn the boost off and we're going to listen to the overdrive channel on its own. Right, you've been listening to OD2 all this time, which is the most gainy, the most heavy, the most tightest, and my favourite out of them all. Let's switch over to OD1, let's check that out and see how that sounds. Okay guys, so what did you think of the Overdrive channel? I think it sounds pretty neat, it's pretty gnarly, it's got quite a lot of mid-range to it, it's got quite a lot of punch, it's got quite a unique tone as well, and it does sound very much like the Blackstar HT100. Now we're going to check out the Sonicake Blue Skreamer in front of the Blackstar Amp.3. I've used the Sonicake Blue Skreamer in quite a lot of demos. If you guys want to purchase the Blue Skreamer, then go down there below in the description and there's a Sonicake affiliate link that takes you through to the Sonicake website. And anytime you purchase anything off the Sonicake website, it helps support the channel. Let's check it out. This is my favorite bit of the video. Do not forget to let me know what you think of this video, what you think of the content, and what you think of the tones in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe before you leave.